Hey everyone, I'm John Travers with Weather Briefings. This is our premier winter storm outlook. We're issuing this on Thursday, February 25th, 2016. Welcome to winterstormoutlook.com. This is a unique site. We will be covering a 14-day outlook for winter storms and all storms that affect the United States. It's one of a kind, this site. It will be based on our team of meteorologists' data and forecasts, and we look forward to bringing it to you on a daily basis. And during significant storms, we'll update both the video that you're watching now and the Twitter feed off to the right as often as possible. We are going to focus our attention right now on the storm that just made some history, at least for this year, that just passed across the southern United States and moved on to the northeast and is exiting the country across portions of Canada. And through its process, produced heavy snow from St. Louis through Chicago on up into most of the state of Michigan and now into Windsor and Toronto, Canada, Ontario, Canada. And it looks like we're going to see that storm exit and a couple of more follow in its path very quickly. Let's take a look at the maps. Before we leave this storm, I thought I'd show you something that we are very interested in and certainly help. This helps us really determine the strength of a storm. Also, in the state of Michigan, where we have an office, we specialize in lake effect snow, and this is a very important map that we look at all of the time to determine what kind of lake effect snow we might experience. These are winds that are reported from buoys and also ship reports on Lake Michigan and all of the Great Lakes, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Erie. There are numerous reports that come out hourly, and the winds with this storm are quite strong. In fact, the strongest winds you can see over portions of Lake Michigan. We've got winds coming in out of the north-northwest at as high in some places as 35 miles per hour. Up in Lake Superior, winds are gusting as high, are sustained as high, in fact, as 40 miles per hour in some areas over the lakes. It looks like, in general, the flow across Michigan and even the northwest part of New York State does not indicate any significant lake effect snow, although we might see a little bit of lake effect snow over the upper peninsula of Michigan. As you can see, winds are coming in fairly strong from the north over Lake Superior, and that might produce some lake effect snow over mid and east upper Michigan. So let's move on beyond this storm. It certainly did a number on the East Coast and the southern part of the United States with severe weather, and over the Michigan area where there were reports of snow as high as a foot. Let's take a look at the models. This is the GFS model, the one that we use along with the European model and the North American model every day to forecast weather on our Storm Avenger and for all of our clients that use the Storm Avenger. In fact, all of our clients do use the Storm Avenger, and if you look just to the bottom of the video here, you'll learn about that and hopefully uh, buy it today, try it for 2 months. I guarantee once you try it, you'll never let it go. We are very excited about the Storm Avenger, but that's not why we have the Winter Storm Outlook page. This is a very unique page where we will look at 14 days of potential storms. The storm that's exiting the country right now, we're saying goodbye to. It's produced a lot of snow and a whole lot of severe weather, and it's a goodbye and good riddance storm as we move the storm off the East Coast during the day today. The snow ends over Michigan and just a little bit lingers. We have a couple of nice days. There is some rain moving in to the Pacific Northwest along with a little bit of snow in the higher elevations. Let's move this along, and we see the next event will be an Alberta Clipper. The map on top shows us the surface conditions and also the thickness values, which are indicative of temperatures at the lower levels of the atmosphere and right at the surface. The red line that you see up in Michigan and Wisconsin is our 540 thickness line. Anything to the north of that line, we see freezing temperatures. South of that line, in general, temperatures are above freezing. So that is what we use sort of as one of our indicators as to where we see snow versus rain. In the middle, a whole lot of things can happen, anywhere from a mix to freezing rain or sleet. So we will watch this clipper move to the south and affect the Detroit area. Starting on Sunday, we'll see this snow moving in from the north over Michigan. And as the low then tracks to the east over just entering into the western part of New York State, a significant amount of snow develops behind it. We're not quite tapping the Gulf of Mexico, so we're squeezing out the moisture that's already available here. So I'm thinking we'll probably see 2 to 4 inches of snow anywhere from northern Indiana through most of Michigan on up into extreme northwest Pennsylvania and into western New York State on into the western part of the New England area. This precipitation intensifies, and we see quite a bit of actually a band of heavy snow from Detroit through northwest Pennsylvania. That could add up to as much as 6 inches of snow, maybe a little bit more. Certainly the cold air becomes available with this storm. Let's look at the next big storm. It forms over the northern Rockies, quickly moves into the northern plains, and if we look at the storm by the 1st of March, we can say with some confidence that March will come in like a lion as we're looking at the 8 a.m. map on March 1st, and the low pressure system consolidates over western portions of Iowa, begins to tap the Gulf of Mexico. If you see the red line, the 540 thickness line, everything to the north is snow, everything to the south is rain. And let's just move ahead to around noon, and you see that we are tapping the Gulf of Mexico. A squall line develops over portions of Arkansas back into Texas, and we see heavy snow over portions of Iowa and Wisconsin, and we begin to see another storm move into the Pacific Northwest, producing heavy snow in the higher elevations of Idaho and Washington State on south into parts of northeast Oregon. Let's move this on ahead. The main event, and this is going to be another major storm, it might even top the storm we had just the last couple of days, will be this storm that is moving over the northern U.S., stretching all the way down to the Gulf. Severe weather likely across the squall line as we move it across. The low over Michigan has very cold air behind it, so that by the time we reach around midnight on the 2nd of March, Wednesday, it's snowing heavily across most of Michigan, and that continues into the day on Wednesday, and severe weather sweeps east across the United States. As we move to the last slide here, 184 hours out, or for your information, around 8 p.m. on Thursday evening, we have relatively dry weather, some rain actually, though, in the western United States, hitting the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. There might even be some snow, significant snowfall in the higher elevations of Northern California. That's the first and latest update we have for the winter storm outlook. Our meteorologists will be updating this video at least daily, and if not, more frequently during significant weather. I'm meteorologist John Travers. Welcome to Winter Storm Outlook, and have a great rest of your week and weekend.